Moses challenges the people. His voice sounds one of the great recurring themes. Andy drashed on it last week, that we are free to choose and our choices have consequences. See, this day I have set before you blessing and curse. Choose wisely. From Chaim Stern's Day by Day Reflections. Today on our path we'll come to many a crossroad. We need to choose our direction with care. Looking up at the horizon, we may miss the immediate things right before us that demand our attention. Stern goes on to say, as I walk the path of my life before me today, let me remember from time to time to look up at the stars, but not let me forget or miss seeing the wildflowers growing alongside the road. Please turn to page 128 and join Marnie and Mark. Thank you, Mark, for singing. Ma Haya Hayom. 128.
Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom.
From Martin Buber, help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. Turning to page 120, Jillian, Remy, and Sylvie, will you help me light the Shabbat candles? Wait for Mama. 120. The candles already lit. You can just use that as the lighter. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner
shel Shabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We'll join together at the end of services, the Kiddush at the end of the service in the rear, so we may all celebrate the sweetness together with some wine and anniversary cake. 51 years on Sunday. Ahad Hayom, founder of cultural Zionism, famously said, more than Jews have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jews. Join us in welcoming the arrival of Shabbat with our Kabbalat Shabbat service as we welcome the angels who accompany our coming and our going. Turning to page 142, join us in singing Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malek Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolechem l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
From Psalm 96, we praise the greatness of our God. Please turn back to page 131 and join Mark and Marnie in Shiru Ladana.
Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, all will all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash.
Exhaling, try to visualize, see the Kabbalists of Sfat, who in the 16th century dressed in white and would go out into the fields to welcome the Shabbos bride on Friday evening, chanting the words of L'Chadodi just as the sun set. We'll see it soon. On page 138, please join us in singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And at the last verse, as has become our LT custom, we turn to the rear to greet the Shekhinah, the divine spiritual essence of the Shabbat bride, and then take a few moments to greet each other, perhaps catching a glimpse of the spark of the divine among us. Page 138.
Laila, 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 kadodi. Laila, 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 krakala. Laila, 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 p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu elcham yachad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shemu tiferet v'vitilah. La la la
la likrat kala. La 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 la, B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat nikabela.
Likrat Shabbat, lekuvenecha, ki mechor habrocha, merosh mekedem nusucha, sof ma'aseh
B'machshava tefila. Lai, 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 l'kadodi. Lai, 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 likrat kala. Lai, 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 lai,
B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat nikabela. Itoreri, kiva ore, kumi uri, uri, shir daberi, kivod Adonai. B'nai Shabbat nikabela. Shalom, Ateret bala, gam b'simcha, u'tzobela. Toch emunei am segula, boi kala, boi kala.
lai, 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 l'kadodi.
La 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 la, likrat kala. La 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 la, B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat nikabela.
Thank you because of you. You just make me real. I can't begin to tell you how wonderful you are.
I'm gonna Okay. Please stay standing as you are able. Embody your spirit for the Hatzi Kaddish on page 144 and remain standing through the Baruch Hu on page 146, page 144, the Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal ve'yizkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'omad yivrach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh B'chayechon uv'yomechon ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בהגלוב, ובזמן קורי, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולם עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה בריחו, לעילא מן כל ברכותיו ושירותיו, תושבחותיו ונחמותיו, דמירם בעולמו, ויאמרו אמן.
Page 146. Please be seated, turning to page 148, as we officially welcome evening, the darkness. This is when we would roll into night. Please read with me on page 149. This is an hour. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Where shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai
Aravim.
Turning to page 151, thanking God for the gift of Torah. Please read with me on page 151, as you taught. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. For me, do you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Israel. Turning to page 152, please rise as you are able in body or spirit, joining Marnie and Mark in the Shema, the centerpiece of our Jewish prayer, as we bear witness to the oneness of God.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ushim kevod malchuto leolam va'ed.
You may be seated, turning to page 154 for the V'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתן לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וקשרתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Michamocha appears in Exodus 15 in the scroll as part of Song of the Sea. Its words, "Who is like you, O God, you who parted the waters?" Imagine the people seeing the miracle of nature. Indeed, seeing was believing, believing in freedom. And each time we sing Michamocha, we have the opportunity to remember liberation, to cultivate our sense of awe and trust, just as our ancestors did on the shores of the parted sea. And one thing we have learned, that there is no way to get from here to there except by holding hands and marching together. Join Mark and Marnie on page 158, Michamocha.
Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha, Nedor B'Kodesh, Nohara, Tehilot, Osei, Nohara, Tehilot, Osei, Adonai, Imlo, Leolam, Va'ed, Adonai, Imlo, Leolam, Va'ed,
Turning to page 160, this is our evening lullaby, a prayer that we shall be able to lie down in peace. Turn to page 160 and join Mark and Marnie in Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hadidenu shamreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hadidenu shamreinu l'chaim.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom
V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
My favorite couplet in our entire Mishkan is on page 165. It says, "Pray as if everything depended upon God, and act as if everything depended upon you." From Nachman of Roslow, every word of one's prayer should be like a rose that is picked from a bush. One gathers the roses one at a time until our bouquet is formed so that it can be offered to God as a beautiful blessing. Turning to page 164, rising in body or spirit as you are able, we turn to the tefillah, a service from Psalm 51, the passionate plea that our prayers flow out of us effortlessly, placing ourselves in God's hands from a place beyond our conscious thinking. Join Marnie and Mark on page 164, and then please join Mark in chanting through page 168.
Sefai Tatifta Ufi Yahagi Tehilot Tehecha Adonai Sefai Tatifta Ufi Yahagi Tehilot Tehecha.
Please join Mark in chanting, if you're able, on page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, u'mevi Gulal livnei bneihem, leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozeh u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah.
On 168. Atah
Gibor le'olam Adonai, Chayei Hakol, Atarav leHoshia, Morid Hakol. Chayim bechesed, Mechayei Hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Ukayem emunoto lishenei ofa, Mi chamocha ba'al givurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umekayei umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emon atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Chayei hakol.
We turn now to the Amidah. Traditionally, and if we were in a traditional shul, we would be standing, and this would be called the silent standing prayer. But we are Larchmont Temple, so we sit, and we are relaxed. If you're comfortable exhaling, close your eyes, feel your breathing. It is a deep miracle to be able to take deep breaths. Take a moment to quiet the noises so that you may hear the small, silent voice within. Take a moment for silent prayer, following the prayers on pages 170 through 180, or follow the silent meditations of your own heart. We'll meet back together in a few moments on page 180.
Oh, say shalom bimromav. Uya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Our thoughts turn now to our family and friends in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. We pray to honor those who are healing, just as we pray for our own strength to help those that need our healing. In the words of Psalm 147, healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, you are the counter of uncountable stars, and you call each by name. We're going to need your help. We're going to ask that you join us in a communal prayer for healing, the Mishabera. First, filling our sacred space with the first words of the Mishabera. Then we'll pause in the middle and call their names out loud, and then finish with our prayer for healing. So we're going to try to do this. So, page 371, Mishabera.
Mishaberak Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov. Mishaberak Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, ve'Rachel. May the ones who blessed our mothers, may the ones who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well.
We call the name of Jerry Gollner, Nancy Hanley, Pat Ryan, Marlo Wiggins, Stanley Turetsky, Sandy Washaw, Paul Wiggins, Evelyn Silberg, Dick Stone, Hannah Sampleman, Enid Elton, our dear friend Andy Rosenthal, Dan Zimmerman, Joseph Spinelli, Jody Kahn, Samuel Phillip, Ariel Eden, Ian Spear, Joanne Tobin, Abby Zatoon, Robert Shear, Renee Leopold, Joe Brill, Brad Dembski, Barry Fenner, Gabriel Morse, Jeffrey Amdar, Eliab Ben Reina, Kristen Harris, Irv Cohn, June Foreman, Louise Elton, Millie Marmer, Abby Katz. Does anyone here have a name to add for healing?
Donna Spalter.
Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Sheberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Sheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the ones who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well.
May they be healed. Amen. As a roadmap to our Torah portion, Rieh, Moses continues his long speech before the people Israel with the words, "See, I place before you today." You can sit. Reminding them of their choice that lies before them, blessing if they are faithful and curses if they are not. The Parsha concludes with the laws of the 3 pilgrimages of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, when we are called to celebrate and be seen and appear before the Lord. Our Parsha is bookended with the command to see and then to be seen. Commentators suggest that the word Rieh, to see, is really out of place. Moses is using his words. Some suggest it should say Shema, listen up. And for centuries, scholars have studied the meaning, which commands us to see spoken words. The Talmud provides some insight by asking who is wise. The Talmud does not attribute wisdom to one who knows the future, but rather wisdom is attributed to one who sees the future. This teaches us an important lesson. We're all guilty of bad decisions, even when we know the consequences. If I'd ask you to take a minute and just review your day, I'm sure you could come up with a whole bunch. Jillian often asks Remy and Sylvie, is this a green choice or is it a red choice? Yet the Talmud suggests that a person who vividly sees the potential of the actions, the person who sees with their heart and soul, that person has vision, the vision to make the right choice. It is, as Helen Keller suggested, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Sforno, the 16th century Italian rabbi, teaches us to look at the world when we make the choice. I am putting before you today blessing and curse, 2 extremes. Both are before you to achieve. Sforno is telling us that the world is divided by something deeper than politics, deeper than race and gender, nationality, ability, or religion. With angry images and natural disasters in every newscast, it is really tempting to look away. We've all said, shut off the TV. But the command to look and the stark contrast between blessing and curse gives us no cover, no place to hide. Sforno suggests every choice moves us either towards blessing or towards curse. There is no third neutral option. No one can claim observer status. Nobody can turn a blind eye. We are commanded to look at the world and see what we can do to repair it. The Vilna Gaon, the 18th century Eastern European sage, teaches that Rieh commands us to look in the mirror. Look is in the singular, so that no person should say, who am I, that I should choose the right path when most of the world is behaving so harmfully. He suggests that each one of us look in the mirror and take responsibility for the choices. Today's choices have significance, immediately and for the future. We influence the world and one another to an extent that is both frightening and humbling. Clearly, you are that individual commanded to look in the mirror, and so am I. And finally, Rieh says, pay attention. Don't lose focus. Moses uses the imperative to get the people's attention. He's saying, look, this is what I want you to understand. Do you see what I mean? It's a way of drawing attention to focus on what's important and to recognize that the future will be different based upon our choices. These days, we see and hear the news or what passes for news constantly. Our eyes are bombarded by social media and 24/7 news cycles. Look, says God through Moses, pay attention. The message is don't get distracted by every social media story or the 140 characters formerly known as that thing called tweet. Put down your phone. There is a through line to address, an essential truth. I give you blessing and curse, and this gift of choice is given in the present tense for all time. I give you this choice today. And today is every time you open up and read my Torah. Today is whenever you speak of God and teach kindness to your children. Today is whenever we sit punim to punim with compassion. Choice is given today, so any day, by definition, is auspicious for choosing. Yet, Parshat Re'eh is always read the Shabbat, leading us to the month of Elul. Rosh Chodesh Elul begins on Wednesday. It's really hard to believe. So, as we stand ready once again, may we approach our Teshuvah turn during Elul with vision. As we walk along our path to the days of awe, approaching the high holidays, and I've said this before, we know that Rosh Hashanah does not just burst in upon us. My friends are already cooking the chicken soup, right, Gloria? Elul continues to be our bridge from the long, hot days of summer to the cool, crisp colors of autumn. Each day of Elul gives us an opportunity for unique reflection to create our vision. We must look inward into our soul's mirror to see our own motivations, impulses, and our mistakes. We must look outward to see others, perhaps those that we've hurt, have not been patient with, and then see how we can help repair our relationships in the world. And then finally, may we look upward to see and ask to be seen as we make amends with prayers for blessings. May it be God's will. May it be so. Thank you. And now for Elena. Eugene Borowitz says, we seek God as a partner in every significant act, so we may invest in our deciding and our doing with direction. Elena reminds us that it's up to us. Michael and Gloria, can you come and open the ark? Gloria? Michael, come and open the ark. Yeah, you, Michael.
You, Michael.
You, Michael.
The other Michael.
I said I'm Michael. Page 586 for Elena.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והויה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
As we prepare for Kaddish, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves may be unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. You're standing. I was going to ask you to stand when you heard the name of a loved one, but you're standing. Today we remember those who passed in the past 30 days, our most recent deaths. J. Stanley Green, father of Martha Freeland, Charles Green, Debbie Moscovitz, and Larry Green, grandfather of Michael and Rachel, Alex and Josh, Jeffrey, Andrew, and Lauren. Judy Gervin, wife of Robert, mother of Bob, Leah, and Alex, grandmother of Sophie and Sydney. Florence Rothstein, mother of Donna Harley and Susan Rothstein, grandmother of 2. Felicia Needleman Levinson, sister of Jennifer, wife of Richard Levinson, mother of Simon James and Annabelle, daughter of Susan Needleman and Louise Levy, mother of Lynn Nidoff, passing at age 112, the oldest person in New York State, and Ralph Levy, grandmother of 4, great-grandmother of 6, and Laura Jacobs called to make sure that her mother-in-law's name is mentioned in Kaddish, and Laura, we remember Judy with love. In addition, those who have died at this season in years past: Phil Theodore Klotz, Ruth Goldman, Bobby Reich, Paul Gross, Betsy Warner, Leo Goldman, Bernard Rome, Edith Shubin, Antonio Carlos, Bertram Cohn, Robert Leopold, Abraham Lasovich, Paula Meisner, Moses Balsam, Helene Lobb, Marietta Ishkovitz, Leo Marcus, Herb Appel, Thomas Wiener, Gerard Silber, Eve Patch and Isaac Spear, Alfred Arie Tischler, David Tillman, Gerard Kirsch, Martin Shapiro, Lawrence Holland, Judy Litt, Jerry Marcus, Pearl Crevitt, Regina Weiss, Selma Bosworth. Does anyone here have someone that they are remembering? Please turn to page 596 and join us in the words of Kaddish.
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei rabbah, b'yoma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omayah. Yiborach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei d'kusha b'richu. Leila min kol b'chota v'shirota, tush b'chota v'nechemata, damiran b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chayim olenu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, uyaseh shalom, olenu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen.
Thank you. I'm feeling so grateful to Marnie for her beautiful, healthy voice. You sounded so beautiful. To her dedicated power of healing. Our bodies are a miracle. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Marnie, for helping Mark find his voice to sing. Mark, thank you for the best anniversary present this year. What could be better than sharing words of Torah? Yes, go ahead. You can give those out now, my dear. Thank you to Barbara for helping us to prepare and accompanying us this evening. Beautiful. Thank you to Jillian and Remy and Sylvie, who's giving out words to our closing song, and Gloria and Michael. So what could be a better song? We'll join in the rear for Kiddush and Oneg Sweets. Okay, Sylvie, does everybody have one? Go ahead, this side, go for it. Okay, what could be a better closing song for Rihieh when we've thought about seeing then one of the first songs I sang with my granddaughters. So if you have, please join us.
Give her a minute.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Keshiani Joei Bachaloni Eitz Shemuri Lach Vegamli Ani Sher Letzami Azei Achla Olam Ani Sher Letzami Azei Achla Olam. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in the back.
As you're going to the back, I want everyone to be so thankful for Barbara Orwick, who was our wonderful accompanist tonight.